I got this from online from a guy who made this comment, but I had to steal it because it applies to this story. Another Super Saiyan simp. And I gotta say, because men, we gotta shame men for being weak. We have to, because otherwise they not gonna get no better. If we coddle them, they gonna stay where they are. And last thing we need in this society with all the wokeism and all that nonsense is another simp. Encourage Christian men, especially. You got to be stronger than the average man because the world gonna hit you hard. Let me read this story and tell you what I think about this. My girlfriend has a promiscuous past with work colleagues and hangs out with them a lot. It makes me uncomfortable. What should I do? My girlfriend and I have been together for 2 years. When we first met, we were quite open about our fairly promiscuous past, and in the early stages, I actually found it to be something we connected on, and had no issue with her past. That's your first problem. You connected on the fact that she was promiscuous? You need to get your standards up, little man. That's not something you connect on. Alright. We used to share stories about our past and find it funny to compare. Ah, you got it, you got it. You got effed by a bunch of dudes. That's so cool. Okay. One of her most outrageous stories is that she had a threesome with 2 colleagues from work. One male, one female. The other girl had a boyfriend at the same time, which made it even worse and crazy. She also told me how she slept with 2 other colleagues. Sounds like great stories that you would love to tell each other when you're in a committed relationship. Oh, tell me about all the people you slept with. In detail. Very early on, I was completely okay with it. But since time had progressed, I find myself more and more uncomfortable about it. That's because you weren't okay with it to begin with. You lied to get into a relationship that you shouldn't have ever started. No man is okay. No man that has self-respect, worth their weight in salt, is okay with their woman sleeping around. No one. I don't care what they say. I don't care about all this stuff on the internet of my girl's in OnlyFans and this and that. Those dudes are simps. They beta males. They're weak. They don't deserve a girlfriend. They pretty much don't have a girlfriend. They just redefined it so that their girlfriend can sleep around and they can claim that they're still in a relationship. These dudes are weak. Alright, earlier on I was completely okay with it. My girlfriend is a bit of a party animal and goes out drinking with her colleagues a lot. She's actually very good friends with the 2 people that she had a threesome with, who are now together in a relationship, strangely. These stories hurt my heart. I'm reading this for y'all because these stories, you people be wondering why I come off so angry. I read too many stories like this. What the heck is wrong with you? What is wrong with you, dude? She's good friends with people she had previously sexual relationships with, and you're cool with that? You gotta set some boundaries. People say, oh, you're being controlling. Oh, you're being toxically masculine. Yep. You had sex with that dude? No, you ain't hanging out with him. Are you crazy? You must be out of your cotton-picking mind to think that you're going to go somewhere alone with 2 people that you had sex with in the past and I'll be cool with it. No. Should that even be... Let me continue. They frequently go out together and often stay out till 2 a.m. drinking at the guy's house. Wow, sounds like a great, great situation to be in. Nothing could possibly go wrong there. I completely trust her. That's your first problem. You're a simp. I completely trust her. That there is nothing suspicious about it, but it really tears me up inside every time it happens and they are all going out together. I end up lashing out and making an issue of unrelated stuff as I am so jealous and threatened by it because you don't know how to deal with problems like a man. You're lashing out. You're getting in your feelings because you're not dealing with things as a man should. A man should address things head on. A man should say, I don't feel comfortable with that. You continue doing that, this relationship is over. That's it. She can call you every name in the book. I've had arguments with girls where it's like, you're this, you're that. Okay, whatever. I'm still standing on my square. I still believe what I believe. You do what you want with the information I gave to you. Do that again, relationship is over. And guess what? Some of them did it again and the relationship is over. It's not that hard. Last night, they were out together again, and I lashed out and had to go. And I lashed out and had to go at her as she would take hours to reply and choose to stay out with them rather than meeting with me. Okay, so she's made her choice. Again, I apologize in the morning. What? Okay, again, I apologize this morning and explain that it makes me uncomfortable. She acknowledges and says that in reality, I will just have to accept it as I work, drinks happen, and she is a friend with these people. Okay, that's a weird sentence. She can't just stop hanging out with them. Basically, she's saying, these are my colleagues, I can't stop hanging out with them, you're going to have to accept it. I appreciate that, but I actually think she doesn't really understand my feelings. She is so extroverted and free-spirited that I don't think she would actually get jealous if the roles were reversed. I don't care if she would get jealous or not. Who cares? This is the problem. It's not about what she feels. It's about you being the man in your relationship and saying no. So I can never really get her to understand how uncomfortable it makes me. She don't have to understand it. She just need to comply. And ooh, that sounds harsh. He's a controlling male fanatic. He's super toxic. He's crazy. Yep. Label me all those things. But guess what? I ain't going to be in no relationship where no woman is going out hanging with people she done slept with. Never. And then coming back and telling me I got to accept that. No. I will say, listen, here are my terms. You do that again, relationship is over. Simple as that. I love her. And I think I will be with her. But this really eats me up and I don't know what to do about it. Part of me wants to ask her to stop, but at least not to see them as much. Or at least not to see them as much. But I feel like that is controlling. There we go. This shows how society has affected men and taught them to be weak. He thinks other people will perceive it as controlling, or he thinks himself that is controlling. Where did he get that mindset from? Who told him that? That having a standard for your girlfriend is controlling. Society told him that, and he believed it. And that's his own weak simp fault. That's too bad. Then just prepare to be a wuss in your relationship. Prepare to be ran over. Prepare for your girl to tell you and make demands of you, but you never be able to make demands of her. Prepare to get walked over and be treated as a doormat for the rest of your life. That's what you want, right? Since you don't want to be controlling. Because guess what? Every demand you put as a man on a woman will be perceived as controlling. Too bad. Get over it. When I tell people, my family, in the way that I run things, this is how I want things to be. Oh man, you can't say that. Yes, I can. Come and stop me. And guess what? I'm not telling you to go out and be a jerk. I'm saying she has standards of you. My wife has standards of me. I have standards for her. Things that bother me, that I say, you can't do that in our relationship. And things that bother her, that she tells me, I'm not comfortable with that. That's fine. And guess what? Those lines can't be crossed. The relationship is based on it. Another more scary part of me wonders whether there is a compatibility issue that I just cannot come to terms with. Perhaps I am too introverted, less fun, and too insecure to be with someone who has no issue being friends with people she has slept with. But how could I even possibly articulate that to her? How about this? Stop doing it. I have a problem with it. Is that a good articulation enough for you? People act like they just have a loss for words and get tongue-tied when they gotta stand up and be a man for once in their life. Be a man. It ain't that hard. I feel in a real mess with this. I'm looking for advice or any insight from someone who has been in a similar situation. This is what I'm talking about, y'all. I get disappointed when I read these stories, but it's like, it's more men like this than there are not in Western culture. There's more men like this than there are who would actually stand up to their wife. Y'all thought I was lying, like when in my previous videos when I said, when I make all these references to men in the church not standing up to their wives, look at how they are with their girlfriends. Look. That's how they are, dude. I'm just saying, dude, like, this is a real issue. This is a real issue with men in society. They don't have the guts, the balls, whatever you want to call it, to stand up to their girlfriends, their wives, any women in their life. They have let society tell them and demasculate them to such a level that they can no longer be men. What do we have to do? We got to train our sons not to be like that. Because you can't lead your home if you're always on the defense. If you're always worried about what people, I don't want to be controlling. So what? Do what you're supposed to do. That's all there is to it, man.